The following podcast is recorded and produced by 𝗏𝗏𝗏, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏-radio.com.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Week 1 is in the books. Week 2 is underway in about an hour. Before that gets going, I want to give you guys some picks real quick. Damon's right across me in a new set. As y'all can see, we're a little bit more spaced out, a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more, interactive, I guess. You got the TV right here, and, so I guess you can kind of see a little bit behind me without getting distracted by the huge-ass mask that we got going on. Before we get started, y'all know what we do here. Like, comment, subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, in an hour we kicking off. And before I get started, y'all might be wondering where Damien at. He really don't care about us. I guess going to Miami for Thursday Night Football is more important than being here. So shout out to him for being able to go to Miami. Safe travels for him. And hopefully his team pull out the W. But for me personally, Josh Allen a dog against his team, so I'm gonna start the picks off with the Buffalo Bills picking up the win in Miami on Thursday Night Football. I think Josh Allen's want to say he's like 6-0 on Thursday Night Football. He has insane numbers against Miami. I don't know if it's just because they're a division rival or they just literally cannot find anybody to stop them. But Miami has had a pretty solid foundation on defense for a long time. He's been seeing his defense for a long time. There's not really no different pieces going around. This is the most, I guess, diverse defense that they've had so far without Christian Wilkins, really honing in on their edges and their edge depth and whatnot. But they contain Tyreek Hill well, and that's step number 1 to beating the Dolphins. Step number 2 of beating the Dolphins is putting pressure on Tua. So if you can stop Tyreek and you put pressure on Tua, it's like, there's almost no way that they can win. There's almost no way they can win.
Good recipe.
So I'm gonna go with the Bills here. I think it'll be a great game though. I can't see like the Bills dominating in any way, but I do see this being a really good game.
I'm gonna go Dolphins. I think it's gonna be a Jalen Waddle game. I don't know what Tyreek Hill against the Bills is just not since that 13-second game. It's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean. So I think it's going to be a Jalen Waddle game. I just think the secondary on the Bills is going to be overwhelmed. Tyreek Hill, just came off that arrest. Like, we don't know if he's still mad or not. I don't know why. Like, when he go through adversity, through adversity.
That was a big deal.
He go through adversity. Like, he get to running a little bit faster. Like, you already fast. But I'm going to go Dolphins here. I mean, to be honest, I say cancel the game. Give them both losses, and then we'll be number 1 in the division. But fortunately, that don't happen. So I'm going to go Dolphins on this one, though.
Yeah, we had a bunch of storylines. I think the biggest one was the Tyreek Hill being arrested, or I guess like more or less put in cuffs. Like an hour and a half before the game, maybe in 2 hours. It was a pretty scary situation. Hate to see stuff like that happen and go public and go viral and whatnot, because it shouldn't get to that point. But the fact that we did get to that point, it is kind of sad and it's kind of scary, because if he isn't named Tyreek Hill, things could have been a lot different. That's all I'm saying. Like, things could obviously go south. You don't want to see stuff like that with a polarizing person like Tyreek Hill, or even just any random person. You don't want to see nobody going through some uncomfortable things like that. So we move to the Sunday slot. We don't get blessed this week with a Friday night game. Last week it was pretty cool to have it. But this week we're all on a Sunday and Monday. And I kick it off with New Orleans visiting Dallas. How you got this one going?
I got the Cowboys winning. Shout out my mom boyfriend Mark. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go Cowboys winning this. I just, it's hard to really. I think this is really the Saints week 1 to kind of like see where they're at. I'm not gonna count that Panthers game. I'll be honest. No disrespect to the Panthers.
It's hard to, because they made it look so easy. It was just like, is this really? You know what I mean? As a preview what your season gonna be.
Yeah, like I mean, obviously, a win is a win in the NFL, especially against a division rival. But this is your real test right here to see where you at. Yeah. And I think they're gonna fail the test. So I'm gonna go Cowboys.
Like, this is the test, and y'all gonna fail it. I'm on the same side as well. I got Dallas only because, for one, I don't know why the hell I doubted Dallas last week. I don't know if it was bias. I don't know if it was, you know what I'm saying, a couple other factors going on.
Oh, I will say this: we did say they had drama with Dak Prescott. That motherfucker got paid an hour before the game.
Yeah. That happened pretty crazy. Like the fact that he got paid literally right before the game was like, all right, well, things obviously can change and anything can happen in NFL, as we can see. We never see people get paid during the season. Once like week 1 kicks off, it's a wrap. You don't see people get paid. But shout out to Dak for getting paid, and shout out to the Cowboys for dominating us in the way that they did. It's a wake-up call for the Browns, but more or less it's a precursor, I feel like, for the season that the Cowboys are going to have. I thought they were going to start off slow, but now the fact that they actually start off with a dominating win, this is a win right here for me as well. I like what the Saints did in week 1. Again, that's Panthers. On the road against Dallas. That defense is really, really tough. They were flying around the field against us. I ain't going to lie. We look like maybe even 2-3 steps slower than them. So I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys here, especially the fact that they're at home. Kind of gives me a little bit more advantage towards Dallas. But next up, Tampa Bay visiting the Detroit Lions. Last week was a really good week for Tampa Bay. One of the more lesser games people were caring about, Tampa Bay versus Washington, but had one of the best quarterback performances by Baker Mayfield. He threw for, I think, 4 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. They looked great all around, but once again, that is Washington. No, but we didn't expect Washington to be close. We said we're not getting into it. Tampa Bay is going to blow them out the water, which they did. We were split around that Detroit game. Detroit ended up pulling out the W. So how you see this game going? Well, I think it's going to look like it's going to be fireworks in this game. So
I think this is going to be my upset of the week. I got the Buccaneers beating the Lions. I'm going to go Buccaneers beating them. I think that the Lions, I think their secondary, I mean, granted, you went against, well, I can only say you went against Cooper Kupp. Puka was out there, but.
Yeah, he was dominating for that little period of time. He had 4 catches on 4 targets and 35 yards. So
I think the Lions secondary
still got some work.
Still got some work to do. I think the Buccaneers. I don't want to say is more like stable offensively than the Rams, but obviously I think Mike Evans, future Hall of Famer. I think he'll get him work. And I think the Bucs run game is underrated as well. I think they run game is underrated. But it's gonna really come down to the Lions secondary. I think the Buccaneers are gonna get the edge there, and I think their defense too is playing better than I expected. I'll be honest. I know they got rid of their corners, but
that's what I'm saying. Carlton Davis is actually on the Lions now, which is pretty crazy. I'm gonna lean Detroit only because. More or less, I think that Detroit is in a firm position after a win like that against the Rams all right, now we gotta control this division. We have to win every game that we can with Jordan Love being hurt. So I said this last week with the Bengals. Clearly I was wrong. Clearly I didn't listen to you. Clearly I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not really into this whole NFL thing. Maybe I'm just a casual fan. But this is a must-win game for Detroit to really take advantage of this division. More or less, I do think their run game started very, very slow. Detroit's did. I think they didn't use Jahmyr Gibbs. Once again, not much, but people should probably realize that Dave Montgomery isn't as bad as they think, and Jahmyr Gibbs isn't as, great as they think. I'm saying he's a good runner, but he's not this world beater where he's gonna kill you every single play. So the fact that he's fast does not mean he's gonna be, breaking out these 10, 15-yard runs all the time. So if they can get their run game going a little bit sooner, which I think they really, like I said, really did struggle with early in the game, because at the end of the game they were just up the gut. Yeah. And they literally they ran their way over the Rams to getting that win. You don't see that with Aaron Donald on the field, and that was one of the things that you mentioned, that Aaron Donald not being there is going to attribute to the Lions winning the game, which they did. So this week I think the Detroit Lions moved to 2-0. Good. It should be a really good game though. These 1 o'clock games are slowly getting worse. We got the Colts visiting the Packers. Now, no disrespect to the Packers, no disrespect to the Colts, but the Colts, they looked all right in week 1. They had a lot of big plays. They didn't look too efficient. The run game didn't look great. Anthony Richardson led the team in rush yards, I'm pretty sure, but that's to be expected when you're down most of the game and he has the ball in his hands all the time. Green Bay, the injury to Love, he's not ruled out. I'm gonna lean that he's gonna be out this game. He should be out this game. It's no reason to rush back. It's only week 2. I'm saying you had a really good showing in week 1. I don't think you're completely out of it, even if you start off 0-2, even 0-3. But with that being said, I'm a lean Indy. I liked what I seen out of Anthony Richardson, but this Green Bay run defense was terrible. Yep. They looked terrible against Saquon Barkley. I know it's Saquon Barkley, but Jonathan Taylor is also a really good running back as well. I think he's going to kill them. I think there's going to be the Jonathan Taylor show this week. And if they can cruise to a win, that'd be nice. That'd be cool if they can get a little win. I think they can really benefit from, taking a little bit of load off of Anthony Richardson, because even though he threw 19 passes, it felt like he had to do a little bit too much. Mm-hmm. He shouldn't have to do that much. I know he's going against a really good Texans team. That don't mean nothing. He shouldn't have to his first start back after such a season, after such a a hard offseason recovering and shoulder and whatnot. Shouldn't have to go through that. So I mean, personally, for me, I do think the Packers will struggle if Malik Willis is out there, because he's just not a good quarterback. He's just simply not a good quarterback.
Man. I'm gonna go. Yeah, man. I don't see. I see a way the Packers can win, and Josh Jacobs gets 30 carries this game.
Yeah, because also, the Colts run defense look terrible too. So.
But I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna lean towards Colts. Just more playmakers. I give praise to Jordan Love, because everybody says the Packers don't have a true number 1. We don't know how these number 2 wide receivers are gonna look with a backup quarterback.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we don't know how good Josh not Dobbs.
Romeo Dobbs?
Romeo Dobbs. Whoever had 150 yards on 4
Jaden Reed had.
Reed. We don't know, if Malik Willis is going to stretch the field like that again. We don't know what the case is going to be. So I'm just going to go with
the one touchdown, or the one, I don't even know if it's a touchdown, but he had that big play. I think it was a touchdown where he just, Jordan Love just extended
stepped
the play
up
forever.
Into it. Mm-hmm.
And it's he gets the ball, and it's you don't see the plays like that in week 8, 9, 10. You just don't see stuff like that.
A lot of teams, they get their backup quarterback and they play real conservative. I think the Colts going to take advantage of that, and I'm gonna go Colts for sure.
We starting to get worse, man. It's going from shit to shit. We got the Jets visiting the Titans. I'll keep it short. Will Levis. I had high hopes for him this year. I'm gonna keep it short though. I think this Jets defense really needs a game like this against a bad quarterback, because Purdy was carving them up. I do think highly of Purdy. So that being said, the Jets defense I feel like needs to show up this game. If they don't, they got a big problem this year. So I'm gonna lean the Jets. It's not gonna be an ugly game. Maybe a 17-14, a 14-10, something like that. But I don't see a lot of points in this game at all. So I'm gonna lean the Jets.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think the Jets offense need this game more.
Oh my God, dude! Did they?
That first half, about 4 people touched. 4 people, you want to count the center? It was Aaron Rodgers, Brees, Garrett Wilson. Everybody else was. You get in where you fit in at. Mm-hmm. So I think they offense definitely need a game like this. Granted, the Titans have good defensive players, but come on, Aaron Rodgers, you got to take over. You got to show that you still one of the top end quarterbacks in the league this game. Mm-hmm. I got the Jets winning this game.
And the one touchdown he had to Lazard was that play is blown dead now. They don't even allow those plays to go on.
I think
the dude was standing next to Aaron Rodgers and he's throwing his hands up and nothing. They're not blowing the whistle. It's if y'all got to give Aaron Rodgers a touchdown that, this offense gonna have.
I thought Tyrod Taylor threw the touchdown to Alan Lazard.
Nah, Aaron Rodgers. It was I think he might have threw the second one because
Alan Lazard had 2 touchdowns. Oh, okay,
the first one. It was a blown dead play because Brees Hall scored and then Alan Lazard had 2. So the one that was the whatever play they call it. They were dead play or free play or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
if that's the touchdowns that y'all gonna get, y'all gonna have a long season. I said, they're gonna grind out a win here. I'm no longer high on the Titans. I was, but after what I've seen, they look terrible. That lead. They look fucking terrible. I can't stress it enough. They look terrible. They almost beat the Bears, but that second half, that was like a page out of Daniel Jones' playbook right there. But moving on, we got the 49ers playing against their former Week 18 starter, Sam Darnold, visiting Minneapolis. How you feel about this game? San Francisco had a weird situation with the Jordan Mason and Christian McCaffrey situation. Obviously, I do think that even if he was told he was going to start Friday, the decency of the NFL is basically they need to be on the report, listed according to how you gonna see Monday. So imagine you fly into San Francisco, if we stop Christian McCaffrey, this game could be ours. And then you got to run against Jordan Mason, who looked like a better runner than Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey doesn't run he doesn't run wild like that. This dude was running people over and stiff arm people around, and it's at a point where I'm just like, how do you not use him anymore? Like, you
That's
can't
what
just
I'm
like
saying.
stop using him.
It's
Suddenly,
not a one
man.
game. Nah, you gotta.
Yeah,
You gotta
that was a I'm here moment.
And my thing with the NFL is like, just because he was told he was starting for, I don't mean Chris McCaffrey was just not gonna play.
That's what I'm saying. I don't mean that. I don't mean Chris
snaps.
McCaffrey was out. I mean he was gonna start and then maybe take the majority of those, you know, those up the gut runs. That they run a lot more inside than they were outside. They didn't run outside, I feel like, at all with Jordan Mason. But the 49ers did look decent. I mean, I didn't think they looked at their best, and that's mainly because Brandon Ayuk out for a long time, but did not practice with them. Was running routes with through trees with damn slippers on. And, I mean, when I seen that, I'm like, why even upload that? But I mean, good for him for getting paid. That was a disappointing game. I think there's a better chance for him to have like a really good game here against Minnesota. Minnesota did look good against the Giants, but it is the Giants.
It is the Giants.
So I mean, I'm gonna lean the 49ers in because they are the better team, but I mean, the Niners really could show that all their cards here and move into week 3 with 2-0 record, and and Christian McCaffrey ain't even 100%.
This the game that like I'm gonna pick the Niners, but I'm like
I wanna
like
to say not
55.
Vikings. Like, I mean, maybe they just
I'm damn near like 52-48 on this one. Like I could really see a path for the Vikings winning this game, but it's just the problem is
like if Jordan Mason is the guy to start again, I can't see him having that big game again against the Vikings.
Yeah.
I feel like the Vikings defense obviously a lot different. You know what I'm saying? Like the Jets got a good defense, but we know them for their corners. We know them for their secondary. So seeing them get ran over like that wasn't the biggest surprise to me. I see the teams like maybe being more aware of Jordan Mason being like a factor into the game and just being a part of the game.
Yeah, I just real tough because the Vikings got so many weapons. It's like, and I think Fred Warner is like one of the best football like players in the league. Like you got him in the middle of the field. Justin Jefferson's out there 1-on-1 with who? Like you got what? Tre'Davious Ward or Char'Darius Ward. You know what I mean? It's like Jordan Addison's still a good football player. This is a tough game. I'm gonna lean towards Niners, but whoo.
It should be a good game. It's one of the sneaky games that people I feel like overlooking because of the Niners, and you know what I'm saying, like they are who they are, and they usually, you know, run teams off the field as like they did literally on Monday night. But we'll see how that one goes. A shorter week for the Niners, and they're traveling, so I guess you could factor all those kind of things into it. Another 1:00 game. With all due respect, this is a terrible game. Seattle visiting New England. Won't be on my TV. I know it'll be on yours, but personally won't be on my TV. But I'm actually going to pick the Patriots here for 2 reasons. One, Seattle like shit week 1. They look terrible. They gave up 2 safeties. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how you keep getting in that situation. You probably got to practice not getting in that situation more often. Kenneth Walker is dealing with an injury, so I think that hurts the team a little bit. I liked how New England looked, and I'm going to say this. We talked about it last week. I wasn't high on Jalen Polk, and I started to come around to him. He had one of the highest separations in the league, and literally last year we were here talking about how Devontae Parker was negative in separation. So seeing somebody that is that good in separation shows me that this is a really good chance for Jalen Polk to, if not dominate the game, at least have a really good role and, you know, show that he can, you know, be a number 1 on his team. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
I'm gonna go. If Kenneth Walker was, he's still kind of, you know, they didn't say he was officially out. If Kenneth Walker was playing, I would have probably leaned towards Seahawks. I'm gonna go Patriots here though again. Jalen Polk, like I'm just seeing his tape all on Twitter. The motherfucker was wide open.
I'm talking like when
Drake, if Drake May was playing,
dude, they might have ran the
motherfuckers out of the damn city. But defense played great. They played way better than I mean, granted, it's the Patriots defense, but played way better than expected with the loss of Judon. Keon White hooped, and I just want to see this is the biggest matchup in my opinion for Gonzalez because. I mean, he went against A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's probably the most physical, imposing player that he's played against, but now you got DK Metcalf, who's 6'4", was a damn 4'3".
Yep.
So, interested to see that matchup. We just want the one on the outside. Our wide receivers and DBs versus their wide receiver and DBs, that's what's going to come down to. I think we have a better, you know, front 7. I think we're going to win.
Their offensive line was looking terrible.
Yeah, I think we're going to win the game in the trenches, but it's going to come down to, you know, they have Witherspoon and Tariq Woolen. Is our guys gonna be able to get
Will
open?
had a crazy pick.
Yeah,
like the easiest pick of his career.
I was gonna say. So granted, they went against Bo Nix.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, to crazy pick. Can Jacoby Brissett on 36?
That was a Denzel Valentine moment. That was like, oh no.
Oh no. I'm like, whoa.
All I seen was blue over there.
I'm thinking somebody got hurt. I see 3 Seahawks jerseys. I'm like, nah, no way.
I don't even know who he was thrown into, but it wasn't even close.
No way, bro. So, hopefully Jacoby Brissett is not Bo Nix-esque player this week. So I'm gonna go Patriots. Ramondre Stevenson again. You know, I told y'all last week, put the money on him. Do it again, please.
One last thing about this game. DK Metcalf having the worst start to a season ever. To go from getting shadowed by Patrick Surtain to getting shadowed by Christian Gonzalez, that's terrible.
That is crazy. And then not to mention
one
the
snap
safeties.
where he didn't line up across Patrick Surtain, and it was a run play too, so it didn't even work out his way.
I was gonna say, and then we got the safeties. You know, the shout out Gerard Mayo. Like, it's weird saying it's not a Bill Belichick led team, but Gerard Mayo's doing a great job with Divas. I'm excited for this season, man. But yeah, I got the Patriots winning this game as well.
Yeah, that was an optimistic first game for you guys, and I already had this as a win for you guys coming into the year. So now that I've seen what I've seen, I definitely see this game being in your guys' favor. Moving on to, these games are just not good at 1 o'clock. This is not a good 1 o'clock slot week, but we got the New York Giants visiting the Washington Commanders. I'm gonna keep it short here. The Giants are terrible. Yeah. I don't know how much longer you can run with Daniel Jones at quarterback. He's got to be the 32nd best quarterback in the world out of 32 teams. Like, that's kind of crazy. He's terrible.
He got the flag football people
terrible.
thinking they better than NFL players. Like, you know what I mean? If that one dude that was saying he was better than Mahomes say he was better than Daniel Jones, I'm like, I might be on to something. Like,
bro,
I might be with you.
It was so bad. Like, even the Vikings players, like, I feel bad for him. Like, if you got the other team, like, this is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my way of living versus your way of living. Like my family versus your family kind of thing. Like, I'm protecting you protecting yours, but like they saying they feel bad for you. Like, that is as low as you can possibly get.
Sad, man.
That's as low as you could possibly get. I'm gonna lean with Washington. I've seen some really good things out of them week 1. I know, like I said, their corners are terrible. I mentioned it, but I don't see Neighbors having the game of his life suddenly and willing his team to victory with Daniel Jones throwing the football. It just won't happen. It just won't happen. He had protection and still couldn't do shit.
I damn near do. Like, Malik Neighbors is my only reason I might damn near go with the Giants because I know Forbes, granted, he's not the best. That motherfucker got hurt. So I don't know who they got at corner.
Shit, you.
I'm going to still go.
Call your quarterback from management.
Go guard Malik Neighbors. Nah, I'm going to take the Commanders, though. Bobby Wagner masterclass coming. Like, fuck it, I'm still here. I'm still in the NFL. Like, I had to get reminded he was in the NFL last week. I forgot, but I got the Commanders winning this one, though. Rookie quarterback, you got to go out there and get your first win, man.
Yeah, this is the perfect time to get your first win at home, you know what I'm saying, in front of fans. Show them something. That's all I can say. Just show them something. Show them everything that you got. Moving on. These quarterbacks are it's terrible, man. Last week was terrible. It made me really low on almost every quarterback that I was already fringe on, and it's only getting worse for Bryce Young, who was playing host to the Chargers. 2 things. One, he might be cooked, man. 17 games to his NFL career. He might be cooked, and I hate to say that because he was such a talented player at Alabama. He was such a force there. He won Heisman. He went against great Georgia defenses who are suddenly we realize that Georgia product ain't all that in NFL. So with all that coming out, it's like, well, what he was getting praised for is now being looked at as overrated. What is he good at? And I don't know what he's good at because realistically, when I watched that game, I seen a quarterback that just he's not getting great protection by any means. No, it's not a good team. It's not a world beater. It's Adam Thielen. It's Jonathan Mingo, I think, who had a couple really good snaps. There's nobodies. They're a bunch of me's. They're a bunch of you's. They're a bunch of whoever's. A bunch of guys. I'm looking at this Carolina team like, man, y'all might be the host of the number 1 pick.
Again.
But the thing is, like, they didn't have it last time. They traded for it. So now in a little bit different position. You finally get a chance to tank and do it the right way. But for me, I look at this Carolina team like I have to pick against them. I mean, I was high on them last week. I was saying this is the last time the Saints beat them. I lied. Maybe they beat them next time they play them again.
Yeah.
Next year we'll have a conversation again. But I'm looking at Carolina, and I'm very, very low on them going forward. I'm going to have to pick against them the rest of the year. So I got the Chargers probably running them off the field.
Damn near.
Realistically.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think the Panthers. I mean, I think if this is the week you bounce back and really fight hard, this would be the week for the Panthers. Mm-hmm. But it's my goodness, man. It's like, bro,
it is. I mean,
and
the
I
Saints
said this
was a perfect start to the year.
That's what I mean. I said this in a TikTok video. I'm like, yo, you might as well. I don't care. It could be a prospect that come out the blue and put up 50,000 yards in a season in college. You need wide receiver / cornerback Travis Hunter on your team now. You need some type of marketability. It's getting to the point your owner gonna get forced to sell the team.
Bro, these tickets are on sale for as low as $23. These not even the lowest of the week.
You
that's
need
pretty insane.
some type of pop to your team. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I feel bad, but sheesh, man.
They don't got a star. Like, and it's hard to. It's the worst. It's hard to sell tickets without a star, and it's hard to win games without a star. So if you're already not winning games and you don't got a star, you have nothing to sell. And
Derek Brown for the season.
Yeah, he's done.
It's over.
So I don't know how to feel about this team. Besides that, I have to pick against them the rest of the year. The only real bright spot on this team that showed me something, that showed me that he's an all-pro caliber player, is gone. So they have nothing realistically. So I'm over this Carolina experience already, and it's only been 1 week. But we in agreement. Chargers gonna do something bad to them, and they're not even a great team. They really the Carolina Panthers don't even play a great team next week. They play the Raiders next week, so they already so they probably not even gonna get humbled for a while. Really, they do play the Chiefs like way later in the season, and there's like the Bucks, Eagles, Cowboys. So they got a run where they will be getting like beat up, and I can't imagine the spreads and the odds for certain players on their teams to go crazy. But yeah, that team's gonna get a lot of losses from me personally. Moving on to the second worst quarterback in the league, Deshaun Watson and the Browns going into Jacksonville. I'm going to keep it short. Jacksonville beating us. I don't know how you feel about it. I ain't got nothing else to say. I don't care about this game at all. This is going to be a terrible game.
Damn, man.
Because Trevor Lawrence didn't look great either. The Jags looked poor. So it's gonna be another terrible.
They did compete with the Dolphins. I think it was more of the Dolphins bad per se. I wasn't really too high on Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't. I haven't been either. I'm not too.
Who at home this game? The Jaguars.
This is the Jags game. This is.
I'm gonna go Browns. I'm gonna go Browns this game.
Shit.
I think I'm turning to Jules low key. I think this got to be a game where Myles Garrett, like we just seen what T.J. Watt just did to the Falcons. Like, I'm not calling them the Steelers no more. I'm calling them the T.J. Watts. You got to come out there and show that you got to go out there and show that you still a top defensive player in this league, like top 2, top 3, without shadow. Defend your defensive player of the year. Mm-hmm. This is the game you got to do it. The Jaguars O-line ain't too crazy. I think the Browns will be able to run the ball better this game.
I mean, from what I've seen, the Jags' run defense looked really decent. I mean, I can't say. I just want to say more or less the Miami Dolphins O-line wasn't getting no push. Yeah. They didn't look too motivated, but they were getting stuffed in the pass. Or the complete opposite. We'd rather run the ball than throw the ball with a $200-something million quarterback. To move on from that, though, I mean, this is a
I'm gonna go Browns, man. I'm gonna go Browns. Now they tell me again. Then we're gonna have to.
They about to get in that Carolina territory.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
They haven't got no marketability. Like nobody paying to see Myles Garrett no more.
Let's swap. Let's let them swap quarterbacks. What's going on? This might be the Deshaun Watson last game. So
I'm hoping it is.
Maybe his last game.
He's pending a lawsuit, so I'm hoping it is his last game.
That's the Browns owner throwing them lawsuits out there.
Yeah, please.
Fucked up.
Fine, just get him off the team, please. I don't care if you got to pay him. Get him the fuck off the team. Last but not least, we got Gardner Minshew and the Las Vegas Raiders visiting the Baltimore Ravens off a heartbreaking loss. I'll be honest, the Raiders ran out of gas. They started really good. The defense looked all right. But Max Crosby was getting shut down by Joe Alt. Joe Alt looked like he belonged. But the Baltimore Ravens don't have nobody like Joe Alt. And it's crazy to say that it's a rookie that played one game already, and he's already better than anybody on this Ravens offensive line. Mm-hmm. So there's a chance that this Raiders defensive line just beats up on this Ravens O-line. They look terrible against the Chiefs. I do think the Raiders have a better pass rush and overall defensive line than the Chiefs. So by NFL math, somehow, some way, Lamar Jackson will have some trouble and he's going to have to roll out the pocket a lot. Maybe he runs for 100 yards again. Maybe he does. But here I am going to go with the Ravens because coming off a loss like that, they usually just come out and look like the best team in the league, as they always do against after a loss. Like, this is what they do. But I would not be surprised if Lamar Jackson's not running for his life for the entire game, because that offensive line might be an issue for the entire season. So I'm going to go with the Ravens here and just keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Ravens. I think it's going to be a real dogfight in the first half. I think, like you said, the Raiders they may run out of gas. Derrick Henry, he got to start, but Derrick Henry has to play. He has to start off strong. We seen in the fourth quarter of that Chiefs game, the motherfucker was standing there next to the coach, like offensive coordinator Derrick Henry. Like, how you feel about the game? You're not touching the field. So if you wanna use that investment on Derrick Henry, you got to get him going. Like, I know their D line is crazy. You got to get them going because at this rate it begins to the point like, yo, okay, you went out there and got Derrick Henry, but it's time to start investing in a number one receiver at this rate. Like, because Lamar's gonna have to pass the ball to win games. Yeah. So, I mean, if you can't rely on your run game that's supposed to be the top end of the league by far, then I don't know. If you can't run on the Raiders, who, I mean, granted they have a good D line, but they're the bottom of the pack in the league.
And it's gonna get tougher. So they're gonna give up plays to the run.
It's gonna get tougher. I mean, granted, this is early in the football season. You want to be able to throw the ball at least good, because come December, January, that's when your run game get good. But you still got to run. You still got to be a good running team. So I'm gonna go Ravens.
Same. Moving on to the 4 o'clock slot. Slowly getting better. It don't get too great though, because we started off with it ain't my job. Kyler Murray.
Ain't my
job to get the ball to our receiver. Playing host to division rivals Los Angeles Rams, who are without Puka this game. Very unfortunate that they lost Puka for X amount of games. They're saying like it could be longer than 4 games. He could be, this could be an injury that he suffers and it just lingers throughout the rest of the year, because he suffered this early in the preseason and it's been lingering ever since. So it sucks that this did happen to them. The Cardinals are the favorites in this game. They did look good in week 1, at least in the first half, until Greg Rousseau literally took over that game. But realistically, this Cardinals team does not look bad at all. And for them not being able to get the ball to their top 5 pick, I'm optimistic about them going into this game. I do think they take this one as well, because I just don't see a path where the Rams losing a player like Puka and relying on Cooper Kupp in his age 30 season is a recipe for winning in 2024. It just won't be. I know a lot of people are optimistic, like Tyler Johnson, like, well, he had a big play. That man ran 5 flats. He caught all the flats. One of them went for 63 yards. It don't happen. That does not happen.
It doesn't happen. Happens once in a blue moon.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals here. If Kyler Murray can get the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr., that'd be great. Just for for the sake of, we do enjoy Marvin Harrison as a player, but realistically, he did not look great on film. Looked like he was running sand. He was running routes with goddamn cinder blocks on his feet. And it was like, this is why he didn't want to run a 40. Like, damn right. I wouldn't run a 4.8 in front of everybody either.
I'm good. Like, give me the ball. I just,
Like, as long as he can catch that ball, I don't care what the hell he run. As long as he can get separation, which he was getting some separation. It wasn't like he wasn't open. He just was looking very, very slow. He got to get out his break a little bit faster, though. That wasn't looking too encouraging.
Yeah, that curl route that he dropped. That in the middle of the field.
Woo. And then he ran the curl, and then he turned, and I'm like, you're open, but that's not a real route.
Yeah, it's
like,
not real.
How do I pump fake it?
You got a 5'8" quarterback. Like, you need to be.
Like, he roll out to his left more than he do his right. That's just what he do. He scamper all over. You really got to get open. Like, but yeah, I am leaning the Cardinals in this one.
I'm gonna go with Rams. I think it's because Sean McVay is gonna outcoach the Cardinals coach. I think the Cardinals. They may like over exaggerate some adjustments. They might start going away from things that may work. If you're on the Rams, you gotta take pride in how the game ended on national television. You got fucking demolished in overtime. HB gut 8 times in a row. You gotta feel some type of pride. You gotta come into this week like, yo, this is the Cardinals. We need that smoke again. Like, we need to beat them and prove that we can still, try to sneak into the playoffs. So at first I kind of was leaning towards Cardinals, but I'm like, yo, after that Rams-Lions game, I'm like, yo, you cannot go out and lose.
Yeah, starting 0-2 for the Rams might be the end of it.
Yeah, you go 0-2, you lose how you lost in week 1. You fought so hard to get the OT against one of the top teams in the league, and then you come out and lose to the Cardinals. You got to come out here and get this game. So I'm gonna go Cardinals. I'm gonna go Rams on this one. What's his name? Kyren Williams, Rams running back. I got him going over 100 this game. I'm gonna be honest.
He kills the Cardinals every time.
I got him going
the 2 times he played him in his career.
I got him going over 100 this game, but I got the Rams winning this one.
Next up, we don't know who for the Pittsburgh Steelers visiting Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. I'm gonna keep this one a little short. With us not knowing who the quarterback is, I don't think it really matters. I think it just matters as long as TJ Watt is out there. They have a 80% chance of winning that game. They have no bet. And Garrett Bowles, I know, got hurt, and it's like, if you hurt and you got to go against TJ Watt and he's moving all around and he playing how he did against Atlanta Falcons, that's gonna be a long day for you. That man literally wins games by himself. It's just that simple. He's that good. He's one of the best players in the NFL right now. He didn't get Defensive Player of the Year last year. Certain people say he got robbed. I'm not on that fence of that. But if he feel that way and he coming out playing like he is, then I feel bad for any quarterback that's in that backfield, man, because he gonna touch you about 5-6 times. Even if he don't sack you every time, he gonna hit you a couple times. Bo Nix is a lot more mobile than Kirk Cousins, so maybe he can get away. But I've seen mightier men, Lamar Jacksons. I've seen Patrick Mahomes. I've seen all these quarterbacks try to, get away from TJ Watt. It don't work. It's almost impossible. So if TJ Watt TJ Watt might even get a touchdown. I can almost bet he does something crazy. I'm on the Steelers side. Denver did not look too appealing to me week 1. I think it's gonna be a long year for them. The offense looks terrible. Bo Nix doesn't look terrible, even though he did throw a terrible pick. He doesn't look terrible. Yep. He just can't stretch the field. And when you're losing the game and you need to stretch the field, and you can't.
Granted, he don't even have guys that can do that.
Exactly. So. He don't got, and his former college teammate is not out there. Was a healthy scratch, I want to say. So be a long time before we see Trey Franklin. If at all, he might just never touch the field because this is a weak receiver room. And there's a good chance that y'all be in the running for a Travis Hunter. You bring in Travis Hunter, you think he'll be playing with Trey Franklin? No, Travis Hunter getting 15 targets coming into this team, and Cortland Sutton getting 2, and then that's about it for the game. So I'm looking at it like I just don't think nobody on the Denver Broncos can match the physicality and the intensity that TJ Watt plays when he's gonna take over this game.
At all, I agree with you. Only issue the Steelers may run into offensively, don't know who their quarterback is, but Patrick Surtain versus George Pickens. That might be it's up to the
that
wide
might
receiver.
be enough for me to turn my TV on.
You know what I mean? that's gonna get a little crazy, but I think their run game is gonna get them by. I think they just gonna manage this game, walk out here with like a 20-6 win. They'd be cool with it. So I got the Steelers winning this one, and the Broncos just won me some money, man. I bet them to lose. I got my money. Shout out Lane. So I got the Broncos losing this one.
Moving on to probably the best game of the week, we got Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals visiting the Kansas City Chiefs.
You think it's gonna be the best game of the week?
For 2 reasons. The Chiefs, for as good as they did look last week, had some problems. They got some problems, and that linebacker core. I don't know what happened to Nick Bolton. I don't know if he just asked now. I don't know if he just I don't know what it is. Might have to ask Chris about that. There's a good chance that T. Higgins does play in this game. He should be able to play in this game. There's a good chance that Jamar Chase has an easier matchup. There's a good chance that both offenses are kind of firing on all cylinders, kind of thing. This is a good chance for Joe Burrow to respond after a very, very tough week 1. But with that being said, Kansas City is going to win this game, though. I'm not going to lie. They're just faster than anybody right now, realistically. They do everything better. They impose their will on you, and even when they're not scoring, they're just beating you up, and you get discouraged. And you see like Lamar Jackson missing throws on the only open throws he was really getting. He missing them because those are plays that he was getting pressured to hell, and you got to get the ball out, trying to win the game. It is what it is. But I do see the Chiefs controlling this game. I see Pacheco having a really good game. I don't see a good game from Worthy this week. I can see more or less a Travis Kelce kind of bounce back game. Kind of can't really count Kelce out. Rice looked really good. Said Pacheco even had a touchdown last week. Everything went right for the Chiefs last week in terms of defending, home field, defending their championship, getting their rings, understanding the, the gravity of the situation. Like we win this game, we had a good chance that when we see them again in January, we beat them again.
Yep.
So, and it's another team right here, the Bengals, that they could possibly see in January, and they need to win this game. It's a must-win for the Bengals, but I said that last week, and they got their ass whooped. So, I'm going to say the Chiefs beat them. I see it as a good game, but I'll see the Chiefs winning this game pretty convincingly.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got the Chiefs winning this one. It's just, like, when you got the Patriots, and we build and we rebuild and whatever, but I look at how you lose. I mean, everybody's going to lose in the NFL, but it's how you lose. That's like you got your offensive tackles getting killed.
That's a top 3 loss this week and past weekend.
And
only to the Giants and
that's what I'm saying.
Panthers.
Yeah, literally, your tackles getting killed. Joe Burrow he's dealing with an injury. T. Higgins
whole time flexing that wrist. I didn't like that wrist injury. I don't like the wrist injury for any quarterback, but especially not Joe Burrow, who's such a surgical guy. Like he makes the right read. He's throwing it to the right guy. He's accurate. You got a wrist injury.
GG.
You're as good as gone to me.
And the way their defense play, like even in tape, you see like Jalen Pope, KJ Osborne getting open. Like you can imagine what Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy with more speed and a better quarterback is going to do. So
yep.
I got the Chiefs winning this one by like 15, 20
yeah,
points.
I can see it being a 2-touchdown win, to be honest. I think it's going to be a good game, but
granted, the Bengals always play and the Chiefs always play good competitive, but it's just the Bengals, again, it's early in the season. They don't play good to start the season. Jamar Chase Dusty needs to turn it around, have a better game. Granted, you're going against Trent McDuffie, but you want to get paid more than Jamar Jefferson. I mean, what I call it? Jamar Jefferson? Justin Jefferson?
We just combine the talents.
Combine the talents.
Great player.
So Justin Chase or Jamar Jefferson, like who better?
Jay Jettis.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I got the Chiefs winning this one.
Moving on, Sunday Night Football. Wrapping up the Sunday slate. We got Chicago, the Bears visiting the Houston Texans. I feel like it's a lot to say about the Bears. I'm not looking too optimistic at them anymore. Like, I was looking at them like they could be a fringe playoff team and a weak NFC this year. With the Saints playing as good as they did in week 1, a lot of factors. Maybe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are better than I thought they were. Stuff like that. Minnesota looking a little bit better than I thought they would. This Bears team got to pick it up, and I don't think they pick it up this week. It's not looking good. That offense did not score a touchdown, and you almost got to say that you don't see them scoring a touchdown this week. They look terrible.
Yeah, damn near.
Rome Odunze's hurt. Keenan Allen's hurt. Run game wasn't looking good. Houston did really good against run game last week. So a lot of the factors that aren't really going Caleb Williams in the Bears' way. Caleb didn't look great. He's backpedaling at a D lineman. I'm like, dude, they run like a half a second slower than you. Not even. You're not getting away.
It's over.
These ain't 18, 19-year-olds that just came into the Pac-12 looking for a
breathing
scholarship.
heavy as hell.
Can't play back-to-back snaps.
NCAA football 25. They screens and shaking and shit. Nah, these motherfuckers, these grown ass men with kids, families and shit.
Like, he's like, yo, buddy, I've chased plenty of better players than you. So I mean, in my honest opinion, I think there's gonna be an uninteresting game. I think the Texans beat up on the Bears.
I'll be honest. I think they're gonna go down early. Caleb Williams is gonna be in a fucking box. Like,
it's gonna be bad. I feel bad because I don't want his
man.
career to start with these 2 bad games, and with Jordan Love potentially out, they gotta win every game that they can to keep a hold of this this division. But starting off against the entire AFC South, that's not really too nice. I mean, realistically, you got the Titans, which you did beat, but you got the Texans and the Colts. It's gonna be a lot, man. I don't know. It's gonna be a lot for them. I'm on the side where Chicago got to show me something. Yeah, until they don't.
Defense played better than I expected, though. But
their defense looked great.
They're going against a way
it happened
different.
really, really late. It happened really late. You're not scoring 2 defensive touchdowns in the fourth quarter against C.J. Stroud. And if you do, like, more power to you. But I don't think that's gonna be enough. It just won't be. So to wrap the week 2 up, we got the Atlanta Falcons visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. I said this in the party the other day. This is the annual week 2 Kirk Cousins versus the Eagles. I don't know why they always do this to Kirk Cousins. They put him on Monday Night Football against the Eagles when he looked terrible the game before, and it's like, well, you got to go against the Eagles, and the Eagles are looking great. You know, their defense looked better than they did last year. That's the main thing that people want to see. Their defense look better. They did. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't tackle well in the secondary, but they did look a little bit better, especially rushing the quarterback and whatnot. I think it's going to be brutal.
I'm gonna say this, man.
I think we see Michael Penix in this game.
I was gonna say,
I think we see him in relief.
The Falcons might have cooked. Like you know what I mean. I was loud and very, you know, against them drafting Michael Penix, especially because the motherfucker's 24 years old. You just signed Kirk Cousins. They might have been honest. They might have cooked. They might have cooked because we know the Eagles D line is gonna come through and make Kirk Cousins make these throws. Michael Penix might end up playing third, fourth quarter.
I think he's gonna come in relief. I think it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, man.
I think it's gonna be bad, man. Because George Pickens had a really good day against 𝐼𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐿. AJ Brown is twice the player that George Pickens is. No disrespect to George
on the
Smith.
other side.
I was saying, who's stopping Devontae Smith? And
Saquon
who's stopping
Barkley.
Saquon Barkley? And you know what I'm saying, who are you gonna put as a spy on Jalen Hurts? And who's gonna put pressure on Jalen Hurts? You know what I'm saying? Because even the Packers really couldn't put much pressure on Jalen Hurts. So the way I look at it, I mean, I can see this being like 35-6, 35-7 by the third quarter, and they're like, yo, Penix, you gotta go in there. End the game, even if you ain't out there with no starters, I think he's gonna end the game. High performs. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I am high on Penix. I thought Penix was a really good thrower of the football. I just thought he was a goddamn statue in the pocket, which they don't need. They don't need a goddamn statue in the pocket right now. But the way Kirk Cousins looked week 1 against the Steelers, granted it's the Steelers, but you can't be saying that after you just got paid all that money. We can't be saying that, oh, it's the Steelers, because you got the Eagles this week, and the next week you got the Chiefs.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, you
And
getting
next week you
paid
got
like
the
one of the top end quarterback. So
And next week you got the Bucks. You finally get an easy game with the Panthers, but that's not until
you might not
October
be starting
13th.
Yeah, you might not be.
If based off what all these teams look like, the Steelers, you know what I'm saying, they already beat them. Eagles, Chiefs, Saints, Buccaneers are all 1-0. They all look good week 1. So, I don't know. I can't even.
Yeah, I'm going to go Eagles on that one, man.
I can't even imagine the Falcons winning this game. I'll be honest. Like I said, I do think we see Penix in this game. I think we see him a little bit early in that third quarter. The look on Kirk Cousins' face is going to be making rounds if he does show. And if he don't show this game, he damn sure showing against the Chiefs.
Yeah,
If it ain't this week, it's going to be next week. I know he needs the reps, but at this point, do you protect $160 million? Do you protect, or do you give Penix a chance?
You got to. This the year. Maybe in prior years, you try to fight through it with Cousins, but this is literally like
this the year.
Your best year when the NFC
It's the
South,
year.
So
You gotta pay Pitt soon. If you think he's that kind of player, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to see a little bit of, good stuff out of Pitts, but I mean, at the same time, if you're not putting up the numbers to do it, it's like how do you get extended? You know what I'm saying? Drake London going into a really good year potentially. People think he is, and it's already looking bad. So I don't know how to feel about this Atlanta Falcons team just yet. I was very high on them coming into the year. I don't think they're cooked yet. I think I said they got at least a backup quarterback that they could put in. I think that can produce. Do I want his first game to be against the Chiefs or some shit? No, but if his first game be against the Panthers, then yeah. If we can set up like that, then yeah, let's go that route.
But you don't want to wait that long if Kirk Cousins is playing like shit. So it's like,
yeah. So I'm on the Eagles, and I got them absolutely flooding this Atlanta Falcons team. But that wraps up week 2 picks. The game, the Bills Dolphins kicking off in about 20 minutes, not even. But thank you guys for joining us. Obviously, we appreciate all the support. Damien is at the game, so hopefully he has a great time. Shout out to the Dolphins. Hopefully they get that win for you. We will have the picks all set up in our Instagram as we did last week. We'll have the records up there. Damon, I think week one by one game. Things obviously could change. We're on different sides of a lot of games here. Damien, you got to pick it up, man. I'm not going to lie. It was a crazy stretch. Picking the Panthers, picking the Giants. Do we love bad quarterback play? It's like, but I see where you at. So
Yeah, I did that. Let me go get the Raiders too.
Let me get the Raiders too. Let me get Will Levis too. I'm like, yo, slow your roll. Pick a good quarterback. How about that? Let's pick a good quarterback challenge. But then you got, and he picked the Cardinals too. But let's leave it at that. Thank you guys for joining us though. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys on the next one.